Jolt, the brand new Amazon film, which is starring Kate Beckinsale, returning to the action world. And when I saw the trailer for this, I think a lot of people did was it felt like one of those movies that yes we have seen before, but at least it's going to be entertaining. And with the whole gimmick of okay, you got Kate Beckinsale's character having a level of anger issues. She has. To the point she's just easy to piss off, and she's gonna lash out and beat you nearly to a pulp and all that kind of stuff. And she wears this device that shoots electricity anytime that she feels this level of anger. So you're like, okay, great, with a you killed my loved one revenge film, and you're like, okay, cool. And sometimes there are those films who are not trying to invent the wheel or trying to do something different. They just want, hey, give you a good time. Yes, it's paint by numbers. Yes, it might be a little bit generic, but you know, we want you to have a good time watching our film. And you're like, okay, cool. So you go watch this film. I just finished watching it, and I'm like, the first half of this film, like the first 30 minutes, it kind of like sets up the concept, set up our main character, and set up the relationship between Kate Beckinsale's character. I just finished this movie. I completely wiped what her character's name is. I don't know why. But you got her character and Jack Courtney's character named Justin. And they go a couple of dates, they hook up. But immediately after they hook up, and have the whole, hi, how are you going? Oh, that was great last night. It was awesome. He gets killed off. And it's her going on this revenge quest. And when we're on this revenge quest, it does feel generic. And it doesn't feel generic on an entertaining level. It just feels like, okay, there's the good cop, bad cop. You know, you got one who's like, oh, turn yourself in, or let me understand you. Where you have one who's very strict by the book and very like, we have protocol. This is how we should do things. Things need to be done by the book. And you're like, oh my God's sakes, oh God damn it. To the point when the big, when you have like the twists, where you have like, the bad cop being like, you know what, you're off the hook, or you're slightly off the hook. You should, you're the exception. I'm not going to hit your balls anymore. It did kind of turn a little bit quick turn because this movie is only 92 minutes long. And it's just like, you got that, you got the good cop, bad cop. You have, the villains being, because it's so linked to like, mobs and mafias and high, rich people and all that kind of stuff. I won't lie, the villains are very, very could you not be a cliche of, I'm a bad guy, I'm a mafia boss, I'm slime on a quest of evil, a quest of any sort of level on planet Earth. You have the mafia boss who's like, I'm going to kill you, but I just want to touch your knee a little bit. And you're like, oh my God, Jesus, Mary, Joseph. The action's not that good. Like, you're thinking, well, maybe the story's generic, but maybe the action's good. Not good. I mean, there's one fight at the end. It's like the last action sequence before you meet the big bad. Which, here's the thing, the big bad in this movie has two scenes, and one is about them yapping about lobsters and how you're like a lobster, and I don't know what species you are. I'm like, oh my God, fuck the off. Anyway, that was a waste of actor. that was a waste. It's like, really? That's what you gotta do with them? Okay. But the action, there's this one scene where, it's her, Kate Beckinsale's character beating up 6 guys, 10 guys, and it's all done by one take. But you could easily tell, you know what it felt like? It felt like they said this to themselves, that, guys, we have one shot of this, one Two, maybe two, three at max. Yeah, we better get it fucking right. Because you could tell it was a stunt person because they didn't hide very well at all hiding their face. Two, clearly you're wearing a wig. It was like, I was like, you know the point is, you are meant to hide the face of the stunt person to make us believe and make us the wig look believable to, you know, to make us emerge and thinking that person is the same person that we've seen for the rest of the movie. Now, the rest of the action with a couple of fight scenes in it, it is your quick cut editing. I don't know how to shoot action, and shoot action, and it's going to be very quick cutting and chopping, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not going to understand what's going on, am I? No, jeez. I mean, it's not bad as Taken 3, where you have, 50 cuts for just seeing Liam Neeson jumping over a fence. I'm not kidding. Watch Taken 3, and that's a thing. But yeah, this really is fine. I mean, the big twist at the end, I kind of saw it a mile away. Revealed the big bad, the big guy, the big bad for the other big bad. But the car chase was fine. It just felt very generic, and it's cool to see Kate Beckinsale back doing action. Yeah, cool. And her character is kind of fun to watch, really, because she is like, yes, she has this, anger issue, but she is smarky. She's a bit of a smartass. She's very cocky and very gives no fucks about what she says. She's like, I'm going to chop your dick off, all that kind of stuff, or call them dicks and shits and all that kind of stuff and fuckers and all that. So you're like, okay, this character's a lot of fun, this attitude and character wise, and personality, but yeah, this movie is just generic. And not in a good way. Not in a fun way whatsoever.